The late autumn sun dipped low over Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, casting long shadows across the rolling fields of the Amish settlement of Willow Creek. Dust swirled under the tires of Claire Henshaw's beat-up sedan as she pulled off the gravel road, her camera bag rattling on the passenger seat. A freelance journalist from Philadelphia, Claire had chased stories of urban grit, drugs, corruption, but this was different. An anonymous tip had landed in her inbox. Willow Creek hides a secret. Come see before it's too late. No signature, just a scrawled map, and curiosity had dragged her here. She stepped out, the air crisp with the scent of hay and wood smoke, her boots crunching on the path to a cluster of whitewashed homes. Men in black hats and women in bonnets moved silently, their faces guarded, eyes flicking her way, English, an outsider, unwelcome. Claire adjusted her scarf, a weak shield against their stares, and approached a bearded man hitching a horse to a buggy. "Excuse me," she said, voice steady despite the knot in her gut. "I'm looking for Amish Stoltzfus, heard he's the bishop here." The man, broad, weathered, maybe 50, paused, his hands still on the reins. "I'm Amos," he said, tone flat, German accent thick. "What's your business, English?" Claire forced a smile, clutching her notebook. "I'm a writer, got a tip about something happening here. Thought you might help me understand." Amos's eyes narrowed, a flicker of unease crossing his face. "We keep to ourselves. No trouble here. Go back to your city." Before she could press, a scream pierced the quiet, a woman's, sharp and raw, from a barn across the field. Amos dropped the reins, striding toward it, Claire trailing despite his glare. Inside, a young woman in a blue dress knelt beside a crumpled figure, a boy, maybe 16, his straw hat askew, blood pooling from a gash on his temple. "Jacob," the woman sobbed, cradling him. "Got Hilf UNS." Amos pushed past, barking orders in Pennsylvania Dutch, and Claire snapped photos, instinct overriding caution. The boy groaned, alive, as men lifted him onto a plank, carrying him to a house. Claire followed, Amos blocking her at the door. "No place for you here," he growled. "This is ours to handle." She held up her hands, placating. "I just want to help, know what happened." His jaw tightened, but a woman, gray-haired, stern, stepped out, apron-stained. "Let her in, Amos. She's here now." He relented, grudging, and Claire entered a sparse kitchen, the air thick with tension. The woman, introducing herself as Miriam Stoltzfus, Amos's wife, poured water, her hands steady despite the chaos. Jacob, their grandson, lay on a table, bandaged now, muttering feverishly. "He fell," Miriam said, clipped. "From the loft accident." Claire's eyes flicked to the blood, too much for a fall, and the boy's whispers, "He pushed me," shadow, cut through the room. She scribbled it down, Amos glaring. "Fever talk," he said, firm. "No more." But as night fell, Claire lingered outside, the community's silence unnerving. Lanterns glowed in windows, prayers hummed, yet a shadow moved, swift, cloaked, near the barn. She crept closer, camera ready, and found it. A footprint in the dirt, not a boot, but a shoe, modern, English-style, alien here. Her tipster's words echoed, a secret. Jacob's fall wasn't random, and this print wasn't Amish. She snapped a photo, heart pounding, when a hand gripped her shoulder, Amos, face dark. "You're stirring trouble," he warned. "Leave by morning." She nodded, feigning agreement, but slipped to her car, locking the journal entry in her glove box. Willow Creek, day 1, boy hurt, shadow seen, footprint wrong. Something's off, crime, not accident. The Amish shunned the outside, but Claire wasn't leaving. Jacob's words, "He pushed me," and that print were threads to a hidden crime, one this community buried deep. She drove to a motel 10 miles out, the night swallowing Willow Creek, its peaceful facade cracking. Tomorrow, she'd return, traditions be damned, the truth was here, and she'd find it even if it shattered their world. The motel room smelled of stale coffee and mildew as Claire Henshaw hunched over her notebook, the Polaroid of the English shoe print pinned beside Jacob's muttered words. "He pushed me," shadow, dawn crept through the blinds, painting Lancaster County in soft gold. But her mind churned, Willow Creek's Amish calm was a lie, cracked by blood and a footprint that didn't belong. She'd promised Amos to leave, but the journalist in her smelled a story, and the human in her couldn't abandon a boy's plea, fevered or not. She packed her camera, grabbed a thermos, and drove back, the gravel road rattling her resolve. Willow Creek woke slow, buggies creaking, women in bonnets tending gardens, their glances sharp as Claire parked near the Stoltzfus farm. Amos was in the field, pitchfork in hand, his back stiffening at her approach. "Told you to go," he said, not turning, his voice a low growl. Claire held her ground, notebook out. "Jacob's hurt bad. That wasn't just a fall, and you know it." "I can help," Amos quietly. He stabbed the pitchfork into the earth facing her, eyes flinty. "You bring trouble, English. Our ways aren't yours." Before she could argue, Miriam emerged from the house, wiping flour-dusted hands on her apron. "He's awake," she said, softer than Amos, a flicker of worry breaking her stern mask. "Asking for you." Claire blinked. Jacob knew her and followed Miriam inside, Amos trailing, reluctant. The kitchen was dim, Jacob propped on a cot, bandages stark against his pale face, eyes glassy but alert. "You're the lady with the camera," he rasped, voice weak. "Saw you last night." Claire knelt, gentle. "I'm Claire." "What happened, Jacob?" "You said someone pushed you." His gaze darted to Amos, fear flashing, then back. "In the barn, dark." "He was there. Not one of us shoes like yours." Amos cut in, sharp. "Enough, boy dreams from the fever." But Jacob shook his head, wincing. "No, Grostati I saw. He wanted the box." Claire's pen froze. "What box?" Jacob's lips parted, but Amos loomed, silencing him. "Rest now. She's leaving." Miriam ushered her out, voice low at the door. "He's scared, seen things he shouldn't. Stay away for his sake." Claire nodded, but her mind latched onto the box, a secret worth hurting a boy over? She circled to the barn, Amos distracted by a horse, and slipped inside. Hay dust swirled, the loft ladder streaked with blood, Jacob's fall, staged or not. She climbed, flashlight sweeping, and found it, a loose plank, pried up, a hollow beneath. Empty, but scratches marked the wood, fresh, desperate, as if something was taken. A shadow flickered outside, swift, and Claire ducked, peering through a knothole. A figure moved toward the woods, cloaked, not Amish, a satchel slung low. She snapped a blurry shot, heart racing, and scrambled down, following. The woods were dense, pine needles muffling her steps, but the figure vanished, leaving a trail, cigarette butts, English brand, scattered near a stream. She bagged one, evidence mounting, an outsider here, tied to Jacob's attack, hunting this box. Back at her car, a note waited under the wiper, crude, penciled, "Leave or bleed." No Amish script, no riddle, just threat, raw and English. She locked it in her glove box, adrenaline sharp, and drove to the motel, piecing it. Jacob's words, the footprint, the cigarette, someone breached this community, and the Amish hid it, shunning the truth. She called her editor, Sam, voice low, "Got something, Amish kid hurt, outsider involved, maybe theft. Need time." Sam grunted, skeptical. "Careful, Claire, they don't sue, they vanish. Proof or bust." Night fell, and she returned, parking a mile out, sneaking through fields. Lanterns glowed, a hymn drifted, peaceful, false. Near the Stoltzfus barn, voices hissed, Amos and another man, younger, bearded, tense. "He's back." Amos saw him by the creek, the man said, Dutch thick. "Jacob's right, something's gone." Amos snapped, "Silence, Eli, we handle this, not her." Claire crouched, camera clicking, Eli, a witness, Amos covering. A twig snapped behind her, she spun, a girl in a bonnet staring, maybe 12, eyes wide. "You're the English," she whispered. "They're scared, won't tell." "Who's scared?" Claire pressed, soft. "The girl, Sarah," she said, bit her lip. "Everyone." Jacob saw the man with the devil's smoke. They shunned him, but he's here. She fled before Claire could ask more, leaving a name, shunned him, and a thread, a man, English, cast out, now back. The box was his prize, and Willow Creek's piece was a mask for fear, cracking wider with every secret she pulled free. The night clung to Willow Creek like a shroud as Claire Henshaw slipped away from the barn, Sarah's whispered words, the man with the devil's smoke, echoing in her ears. The girl's fear, the cigarette butts, Jacob's attack, all pointed to an outsider, shunned yet returned, hunting a box the Amish guarded with silence. Her camera hung heavy around her neck, the blurry shot of Amos and Eli's argument a fragile thread, her notebook filling with questions. What was the box? Why her Jacob? She trekked back to her car, the hymn fading, the fields a sea of shadows under a crescent moon. At the motel, she spread her evidence, footprint photo, cigarette butt, the threat note, "Leave or bleed." The shunned man was English, bold enough to stalk an Amish enclave, and the community hid it, Amos's orders, Eli's reluctance. She dialed Sam again, voice hushed, "It's bigger, someone shunned, back for something they're protecting." "Kids involved, hurt?" "I'm staying." Sam sighed, gruff. "You're chasing ghosts, Claire, Amish don't talk. Get hard proof, or it's your funeral." She hung up, resolve hardening, Jacob's fevered plea wasn't a ghost. Morning broke crisp, frost glazing the fields as she drove back, parking off-road, approaching on foot. Willow Creek stirred. Men plowed, women churned butter, but tension hummed beneath the calm. She spotted Sarah near a well, bonnet low, drawing water. Claire crouched behind a shed, waving her over. Sarah hesitated, then scurried close, voice a whisper. "You shouldn't be here. They'll shun me too. Claire softened, urgent. Who's the man, Sarah? The one Jacob saw, shunned. Smoking? Sarah's eyes darted. Fearful. Isaac Weaver. Left years ago, English now. Bad stole, fought. They say he's cursed. Claire scribbled Isaac Weaver, a name, a lead. Why's he back? The box. Sarah nodded, trembling. Heard Dade Eli say Isaac wants it. Old secret under the barn. Jacob found it. Got pushed. She fled, skirts rustling, leaving Claire with a target. Isaac, shunned, vengeful, tied to a hidden relic. She circled to the barn, Amos absent, the door ajar. Inside, hay dust stung her eyes, the loft ladder still blood-streaked. She climbed, flashlight sweeping the hollow plank. Empty, but a carving caught her beam. A cross, crude, scratched deep, not Amish simplicity. A noise, soft, deliberate, spun her. Eli stood below, pitchfork in hand, face hard. You don't listen, he said, Dutch accent thick. Leave English before worse comes. Claire descended, steady. Isaac Weaver shunned back, hurt Jacob. What's he after, Eli? That box. His grip tightened, eyes flashing. You know nothing. Isaac's gone. A devil's tale. Jacob fell, that's all. She stepped closer, firm. I've got proof, footprints, cigarettes, his name. Tell me or I go louder. Eli's shoulders slumped, conflict warring. Isaac was my cousin, he muttered low. Left 10 years back. Shunned for stealing, drinking. Said he'd ruin us. The box, old, forbidden, buried by Grostati's time. Jacob snooped, saw him. Claire pressed. What's in it? Eli shook his head, grim. Don't know, Amos does. Says it's sin locked away. Isaac's mad, thinks it's his. A shout, Amos cut him off, storming in. Eli, out. He glared at Claire, furious. Your poison, go, now. She backed off, Amos's rage a wall, but Eli's confession burned, a family rift, a buried secret. She drove to Lancaster's library, digging records. Isaac Weaver, born 1948, Amish, vanished 1968, petty theft arrests in Philly 70s, a ghost until now. Back at the motel, she mapped it. Isaac, shunned, obsessed, stalking Willow Creek for a box Amos hid. Night fell, and she returned, sneaking through woods, camera ready. Lanterns flickered, a prayer meeting hummed, but the barn stood dark, unguarded. She crept inside, flashlight low, and pried the loft floor, deeper this time, dirt crumbling, revealing a tin box, rusted, locked, cross-etched on top. Her pulse raced, Isaac's prize, Jacob's danger. A shadow loomed, tall, cloaked, behind her, a cigarette's ember glowing. You found it, a voice rasped, English, rough Isaac. She spun, camera flashing, catching a scarred face, wild eyes, before he lunged, wrenching the box free. Mine now, he snarled, bolting as she stumbled, hay dust choking her. She chased, losing him in the trees, the box gone, her shot blurry but real, Isaac Weaver, alive, unmasked. Back at her car, a new note waited. Too late, English, blood's next. Willow Creek's secret wasn't buried anymore, it was loose, and Isaac held it, a shunned man breaking their peace with every step. Claire Henshaw stumbled back to her car through the Willow Creek woods, the flash of her camera still burning in her eyes, Isaac Weaver's scarred face, wild with triumph, clutching the rusted tin box etched with a cross. Her lungs ached from the chase, hay dust clinging to her jacket, the new note under her wiper, a cold slap. Too late, English, blood's next. The shunned man had what he'd come for, the secret Jacob had stumbled on, and Amos had buried, a forbidden relic now loose in a community cracking under its weight. She locked the note with the others, her resolve stealing. Isaac wouldn't vanish again. Dawn bled over Lancaster County as she drove to the motel, the blurry photo of Isaac her lifeline. Proof of his return, his theft. She called Sam, voice tight. Got him. Isaac Weaver, shunned Amish, stole a box from their barn. Heard a kid for it. I've got a shot, need backup. Sam cursed, sharp. Claire, you're in deep, Amish won't thank you. And this guy sounds unhinged. Send the photo. I'll push it to a cop friend. Off record. She mailed it, the Polaroid her gamble. Then hit Willow Creek again, the fields waking slow under a gray sky. Amos stood by his buggy, face thunderous, as she approached. You've done enough, he barked, fists clenched. Isaac's gone. Your meddling brought him. Claire held up the photo steady. He was here before me. Pushed Jacob, took the box. What's in it? Amos? Why's he killing for it? His eyes widened, then hardened, snatching the picture. Lies, English lies. Leave or we shun you too. Miriam emerged, pale, tugging his arm. Amos. She knows. Tell her or it's worse. He shook her off, storming inside. But Miriam lingered, voice low. It's old, sinful. Isaac's curse, not ours. Claire pressed, urgent. What sin? He's threatening blood. Help me stop him. Miriam's gaze dropped, conflicted. A book, Grostati's time, English writing, forbidden. Isaac stole it once, got shunned. Came back for it. Jacob saw. A book. Claire's mind raced. Records, secrets, worth violence? She nodded, leaving Miriam trembling, and circled to Eli's shed. His confession still fresh. He was there, sharpening a scythe, head bowed. Eli, Isaac's got the box. A book, Miriam says. What's it hide? He froze, blade glinting. Don't know. Amos locked it, said it's shame. Isaac's mad, won't stop. A scream split the air, Sarah's, from the creek. Claire ran, Eli behind, her camera banging her chest. Sarah knelt by the water, sobbing, a quilt shredded beside her, blood streaking the grass, not hers, fresh, animal-like. He was here, she wailed, pointing downstream. Smoking, laughing, said we're next. Claire snapped photos, blood, quilt, tracks, Isaac's shoes, deep in mud, leading west. Eli paled, muttering, God forgive us, he's lost. She grabbed his arm, firm. Where's he going? Help me, Eli, he'll kill. Eli hesitated, then pointed. Old mill, abandoned, his hideout before. West 2 miles. Claire bolted to her car, adrenaline sharp, driving the rutted path, the mill's skeleton rising, a rotted wood, broken wheel, a shadow flickering inside. She parked, pistol from her glove box in hand, Sam's gift, rarely used, camera slung, creeping closer. Smoke curled from a cracked window, cigarette stench cutting the air. Inside, Isaac hunched over the box, prying it open, a leather book spilling out, yellowed, scrawled, English indeed. He spun, eyes wild, knife flashing. You, he snarled, lunging. Claire dodged, pistol up, voice steady. Drop it, Isaac, what's it worth? Blood? He laughed raspy. Truth our truth. They hit it, shun me for it. She fired a warning shot, with splintered, he flinched, dropping the knife, book clutched. Tell me, she said, firm, or I end this. He sneered, tossing it at her feet. Read, English, they're liars, all of them. She scooped it, backing off, gun trained as he bolted, vanishing into the trees. The book trembled in her hands, ledger of Willow Creek, 1890, names, dates, English script, payment to J. Harrow, land sold, church funds taken, theft, betrayal, Amish elders covering it decades ago, shaming Isaac's kin who'd exposed it. A secret worth shunning, worth killing to reclaim. Sirens wailed, Sam's cop friend, and she hid the book, Isaac's threat real, blood's next. Willow Creek's peace was a lie, and she held its breaking point. Claire Henshaw stood in the shadow of the abandoned mill, the ledger of Willow Creek, 1890 trembling in her hands. Its brittle pages a bomb dropped from Isaac Weaver's rage. Sirens wailed closer. Sam's cop friend, alerted by the photo, but she stuffed the book into her satchel. Pistol still warm from the warning shot that had sent Isaac fleeing into the woods. His words, they're liars, all of them. And the note's threat, blood's next, rang in her ears. A shunned man's vengeance now armed with the truth she'd pried loose. The Amish secret wasn't just old shame. It was alive, bleeding into 1978. She skimmed the ledger as headlights pierced the dusk. Names, sums, English script, J. Harrow, 500 acres, $2,000, church tithe diverted, Elder Stoltzfus approved. A land grab, funds stolen from the community, buried by Amos's grandfather, Isaac's kin shunned for whistleblowing. The box had locked away their disgrace, and Jacob's discovery had unleashed it. Tires crunched gravel. Deputy Tom Reese, lean and grizzled, stepped out, radio crackling. Claire Henshaw? Sam sent me. Said you've got a nutcase and a story. She handed him the Polaroid. Isaac's scarred face, wild eyes, voice tight. Isaac Weaver, shunned Amish, attacked a boy, stole this. She tapped the satchel, holding back the ledger. He's armed, dangerous, headed west, maybe. Reese squinted, nodding. Matches a drifter we've tracked, petty theft, bar fights. I'll call it in, stay put. She nodded, but her mind raced. Isaac wouldn't stop, and Willow Creek's silence fueled him. Reese drove off, lights fading, leaving her alone. The mills creaks a grim chorus. Back at the motel, she locked the door, ledger open under the lamp. Entries sprawled, 1890s deals. English buyers, Amish elders skimming. Isaac's great-uncle, Elias Weaver, shunned for protesting, family cast out. A note scrawled in the margin, later hand, keep it buried. Sin stays silent. Amos's father may be sealing the shame. Claire's stomach twisted. Jacob's blood, Sarah's fear, all tied to this lie, and Isaac wielded it like a blade. She called Sam, urgent. Ledger's real old theft, covered up. Isaac's after revenge. Cops are on it, but he's loose. Sam cursed, low. Jesus, Claire, Amish corruption? You've got dynamite. Send it. I'll run it quiet till it's safe. She mailed a photocopy, keeping the original, then drove to Willow Creek, night thick, stars sharp. The community slept, lanterns dim, but smoke curled from the Stoltzfus barn. Faint, acrid, not wood. She parked, creeping closer, camera ready, pistol tucked. The barn door hung ajar, hay smoldering, a figure inside. Isaac, hunched, muttering, pouring kerosene. The ledger's theft his spark. She snapped a shot. Flash flared, he spun, eyes blazing, a match in hand. You! He roared, striking it. Flames leaping. Claire lunged, tackling him, the match skittering, fire catching hay. He thrashed, strong, pinning her, snarling. They'll burn for it. All of them. She need him, rolling free, grabbing a pitchfork to block his knife. Metal clanged, her arm aching. Shouts rose. Amos, Eli, others rushing in, buckets splashing, dousing flames. Isaac bolted, vanishing into the dark, leaving Claire gasping, barn singed but standing. Amos loomed, face ash-streaked, furious. Your fault, bringing him back. She stood, defiant, ledger out. This is yours, 1890, your family stole, shunned his to hide it. Jacob paid, now this. Tell me the truth, or he finishes it. Miriam joined, pale, grabbing Amos's arm. She's right, enough hiding. Isaac's mad, but it's ours too. Amos stared at the book, jaw trembling, then sank to a bale, voice breaking. Grosdati, greed, English money. We buried it, shunned Elias, Isaac's kin. Thought it'd die. Eli stepped forward, grim. Isaac knew, found it years back, swore revenge. Jacob dug too deep. Claire nodded, firm. He's out there. Cops are hunting, but he's yours to stop. Face it or he burns more. Amos clutched the ledger, eyes wet, a bishop unmoored. We shunned him, God's will. Now this. A scream cut the night, Sarah's, from the house. Claire ran, Amos behind, finding the girl sobbing. A note nailed to the door. Fire's just the start. Truth kills next. Isaac's war had begun. The ledger his torch and Willow Creek's peace. Built on silence. Crumbled, blood its price unless Claire could end it. Claire Henshaw stood frozen in the Stoltzfus kitchen. The note nailed to the door. Fire's just the start. Truth kills next. A jagged scar in the wood. Sarah's sobs a soft echo behind her. The ledger of Willow Creek's 1890 betrayal trembled in Amos's hands. Its secrets, elders' theft, shunned kin, fueling Isaac Weaver's vengeance. The barn smoldered outside, hay damp from buckets, the night thick with fear as the Amish community faced a reckoning. Claire's pistol weighed heavy in her pocket, the camera slung around her neck a silent witness. She'd pulled the thread, and now blood loomed unless she stopped him. Amos sank into a chair, the bishop's authority crumbling, Miriam at his side, her face etched with guilt. Isaac's right, he rasped, voice raw. We buried it. Grosdati's sin, Elias's truth. Shunned him, his boy. Thought it'd heal. Claire knelt, firm. It didn't. Isaac's got nothing left but this. Where's he go? Amos? Help me end it. Eli stepped in, grim. Old Weaver Farm, shunned land. East, overgrown. He hid there before. She nodded, grabbing her keys. Deputy Reese's sirens were close, but Isaac was hers to face. She drove, the road rutted, woods swallowing light, the abandoned farm a skeleton of beams and broken fences. Smoke curled, cigarette, sharp, and she parked, creeping forward, flashlight low. Isaac hunched by a fire pit, the ledger's photocopy burning, his knife glinting as he muttered, "Liars, all liars." Claire snapped a shot. Evidence, instinct, then stepped out, pistol raised. "Isaac, it's over. Drop it." He spun, eyes wild, laughing, harsh. "Over? They'll pay, blood for blood." He lunged, knife slashing. She fired, grazing his arm, and he stumbled, cursing, bolting into the trees. Claire chased, branches clawing, her breath ragged. The ledger's truth drove him, but she'd end it. A barn loomed, rotted, his shadow darting inside. She followed, flashlight sweeping. Hay, rusted tools, a trapdoor ajar, dirt stairs descending. She climbed down, pistol steady, into a cellar, damp, earthen, a table strewn with papers, old letters, Weaver names, proof of the shunning's cost. Isaac lunged from the dark, knife flashing. She dodged, slamming him against the wall, gun to his temple. "Enough!" she yelled. "You've got the truth. Killing won't fix it." He sagged, blood dripping, voice breaking. "They took everything, family, home, for their lie." She softened, firm. "And you'll take theirs? Jacob, Sarah, innocent. Stop, or you're the monster." He dropped the knife, tears cutting through grime, the fight draining. Sirens wailed. Reese burst in, cuffs snapping on Isaac, dragging him up. "Got him," Reese grunted, eyeing Claire. "Hell of a mess. Sam's cop friend says you're clear, but this?" She handed him the letters, steady. "They're secret. Let it out." Back at Willow Creek, dawn broke, gray and soft. The community gathered. Amos, Miriam, Eli, faces strained. Claire faced them, ledger in hand, Reese beside her. "Isaac's done, arrested. This," she held it up. "Your elder stole, shunned his kin to hide it. He burned for it, hurt Jacob. Truth's out now." Amos took it, hands shaking, voice low. "God forgive us. We'll face it, no more silence." Miriam nodded, tears falling. "Jacob's safe. Tell him we're sorry." Sarah hugged Claire, small, grateful, a crack in their wall healing. Reese drove Isaac away, the shunned man silent, his war lost. Claire mailed the story to Sam. Willow Creek's Shunning Secret, greed, blood, redemption. Photos, ledger copies, Isaac's end. It ran quiet. No names, Amish privacy spared, but the truth rippled. Elders met, confessed, shunning eased for Weaverkin still alive. She returned to Philly, the motel fading, her notebook closed, but Willow Creek lingered, a peaceful lie unmasked, its people raw but mending. Months later, a letter came, no sender, Amish script, Danky, English, sins lifted, peace grows. Stay away, but know this. A photo slipped out, Jacob, smiling, scar faint, with Sarah, the barn rebuilt. Claire pinned it up, a cigarette lit, Isaac's habit, hers now, and smiled, tight but sure. The secret was unburied, the shunning's cost paid, and Willow Creek stood, not broken, but scarred, its truth hers to guard, a story told, then left behind.